Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're tackling a really interesting problem called construct product matrix. It's a classic style of array puzzle, but bumped up to 2 dimensions. Let's break it down together. Okay, so we are given a 2-dimensional grid of numbers. Our goal is to create a brand new grid of the exact same size. But here is the catch. For every single spot in this new grid, the number we put there has to be the result of multiplying together every single number from the original grid, except for the number that was in that specific spot. We also have to apply a modulo of 12,345 to our final answers. To make this super clear, imagine you have a small grid. When you are trying to figure out what number goes in the top left corner of your answer grid, you look at the original grid, take every single number in it, multiply them all together in one big chain. But you skip the number that was originally in that top left corner. You do this for every single position. Now what about that modulo rule? The problem says we need to take our product modulo 12,345. Why did they do this? Well, if you have a grid with 100,000 numbers, and you multiply them all together, the result is so astronomically huge that a standard computer variable can't even hold it. The modulo just keeps our numbers small and manageable at every step of the calculation. Let's walk through the first example. Our input is a tiny grid with the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. For the top left spot, where the 1 is, we ignore the 1 and multiply the rest. 2 times 3 times 4, which is 24. For the top right spot, where the 2 is, we ignore the 2 and multiply 1, 3, and 4, giving us 12. We repeat this process, and we get our final output grid of 24, 12, 8, and 6. There is a sneaky edge case to watch out for, which is highlighted in the second example. Notice one of the input numbers is exactly 12,345. Because our modulo is also 12,345, that number effectively acts like a 0. And what happens when you multiply anything by 0? It becomes 0. So if any number in the grid is a multiple of our modulo, most of our answer grid is just going to be filled with zeros. Our code needs to handle this naturally without us writing special rules for it. Just a quick heads up. We'll be walking through the solution using Python, but don't worry if that's not your main language. I'll be showing the full code for Java, C++, and JavaScript towards the end of the video. If you just want to grab the code right now, you can find it on my website leetcodeunlocked.com, link is in the description. So how do we solve this efficiently? The brute force way would be to just loop through the whole grid again and again for every single cell, but that would be way too slow and give us a time limit exceeded error. The clever trick is to realize that the product of everything except our current spot is just the product of all the numbers that came before it, multiplied by the product of all the numbers that come after it. We call these the prefix product and the suffix product. To make this even better, we don't even need extra lists to store these before and after products. We can just use our final answer grid to keep track of things. First, we will sweep through the grid backwards, figuring out the product of everything that comes after each cell, and we will write that right into our answer grid. Then, we sweep forwards, keeping a running total of the products before the cell, and we just multiply that into the answer grid. 2 sweeps, and we are done. Alright, here's the Python code for this approach. It looks like a couple of nested loops, but it's actually very straightforward. Don't worry if it looks like a lot to take in at once. We'll walk through exactly how each part works over the next few slides. If you want to test this code out yourself without retyping it, you can go to the leetcodeunlocked.com link in the description so you can copy the code that is shown and explained in this video. Now getting back to the explanation, let's break down that first sweep. We start our loop from the very end of the grid, the bottom right corner, and move backwards. We have a variable called suffix that starts at 1. For each cell, we first save our current suffix value into the answer grid. Then, we take the actual number from the original grid at that spot, multiply it into our suffix, apply the modulo, and hold on to that new value for the next cell we visit. Basically, we are packing up the products from right to left. Now for the second sweep. This time we start at the beginning, the top left, and move forwards. We have a prefix variable that also starts at 1. Remember, our answer grid right now holds all the after products from our first sweep. So at each cell, we just take whatever is already in the answer grid, multiply it by our current prefix, apply the modulo, and save it. Then, just like before, we update our prefix variable by multiplying it with the original number from that spot, ready for the next step. We will look at a full trace of this code in just a second, but first I want to quickly say why this channel looks and sounds the way it does. You can probably tell this is narrated by AI. I actually built this for myself so I could generate clear, instant explanations the moment a daily problem drops to help myself learn. It helps me study faster, and I upload them here in case they help you too. I don't put ads in these videos and I don't take any sponsorships. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Code can be hard to visualize just by looking at it. So let's run our simple 1, 2, 3, 4 example through it step by step. In the first 4 steps going backwards, we drop the current suffix into the answer grid, then multiply it by the cell's value. Notice how the top left cell ends up with 24, which is the product of everything after it. Then, in the last 4 steps going forwards, we multiply what's already in the grid by our growing prefix. By the end, our answer grid perfectly matches the 24, 12, 8, and 6 we calculated earlier. Let's talk about performance. The time complexity is big O of n times m, where n is the number of rows and m is the number of columns. This is because we simply visit every cell in the grid exactly twice, which is highly efficient. The space complexity is order 1, or constant space. We do create a new grid for our final answer, but standard algorithm analysis usually doesn't count the required output space against you. Aside from that, we only use 2 small variables to keep our running totals. Alright, that covers the Python solution. As promised, here are the full solutions for Java, C++, and JavaScript. Instead of pausing and typing these out, you can just go to leetcodeunlocked.com via the link in the description to copy and paste the exact code directly. Here is the full solution in Java. It uses the exact same logic, just making sure to use long integers for the running total so the multiplication doesn't overflow before we apply the modulo. Next up, here is the C++ version. Again, very similar structure, using long variables for safety during the multiplication steps. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. Notice that we use big ints here, denoted by the n at the end of the numbers, because standard JavaScript numbers can lose precision with very large integer multiplications. So let's wrap it up. We learned that when a problem asks for information about everything except the current item, sweeping from both directions is a powerful tool. We also saw how we can save a ton of memory by reusing our final answer grid for temporary storage. And lastly, whenever a problem gives you a modulo rule, make sure you apply it at every single math step, not just at the very end. Before we finish up, I want to mention I have another channel called Leetcode Unlocked. I'm on a mission to eventually post a solution for literally every single Leetcode problem on the platform. If you want to study problems outside of just the daily challenge, make sure to check it out. If you want to help support that goal of covering every problem, you can donate at buymeaboba.com/LeetCodeDaily. Also, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I post the daily Leetcode problem as soon as it comes out, so you can get your streak done early. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.